He dares to enter the street dressed in the clothes he so much desires to wear.
Josie's been trying to break free from a nightmare that few children will ever know.
On the outside, they look every bit a man. But believe it or not, the people you're meeting today were once women.
To see whether psychological forces are at play here to make him say such things.
Comes the major surgery, the removal of the man and the formation of the woman.
I was about 12. My family was out in California. My dad worked with the Navy, and we were staying in a hotel in San Fernando, and Christine Jorgensen walked into the lobby of the hotel. Wow. And my mother, I remember this like it was yesterday. My mother she doesn't remember a bit of it, but she explained to me who she was and that she used to be a man, and it was like the whole same thing. It was like, holy shit, you can do that? Yeah.
I thought I was an alien. I thought I was the only one in 1986. I knew about Christine Jorgensen because I was born in 1950 and I saw her in the news when she made national awareness in history. I thought being trans, and I often question, am I transsexual? But no, I can't be, because that's only for people who started out males and then their gender reassigned females, like Christine Jorgensen. I didn't see one person. Can you imagine? Try. I know you're young. Can you imagine never getting to be? In 1986, I was 36 years old. I had never seen one trans man, ever, just me.
I feel like TV sort of like gave me a window into like the outside world of things that I didn't see typically growing up. I just always knew that I wanted to see the world.
I was 38 when my ex and I got our first computer. And one night I'm sitting there in the dark about midnight on the computer and tap in cross-dressing, and up comes 10,000 plus sites. And I was like, holy shit, there's more to this than I thought.
I'm black, I'm a woman, and I'm cis. Not a sister in this instance, but a cis. Being cis means that the sex of the body I was born with, the gender I was assigned at birth, and my personal identity all match. And being cis does not make me normal or natural. It just makes me, well, cis.
I wasn't sure how it was going to come out. I just knew that when I finally did come out, I didn't want it to be about my coming out. I am completely horrified of the talk show, the interrogation and confession.
Because of that, is there part of you that you feel like a woman or not?
The weeping, the tears of the host. Whose sympathy underscores the inherent tragedy of my life as a transgendered person.
Oh my God, Chris, I cannot believe that you were born a girl.
And this moment fulfilling the cathartic arc of rejection to acceptance without ever interrogating the pathology of a society that refuses to acknowledge the spectrum of gender in the exact same blind way they've refused to see a spectrum of race or sexuality.
I think in terms of RuPaul's Drag Race and its perception of queer people of color, I think that it is from a skewed perspective because of an edit. And they're not editing to show the reality, you know. They're editing, you know, to entertain, to keep people involved. And I think that actually hurts us. I think that they are stereotypical, you know, denotations of people that are not accurate. The way that they sort of casted Carmen Carrera's story, she went on there a very Jersey, just sort of like masculine sort of presentation, and then they wanted to show this like glamazon, and I don't think that's the most accurate portrayal of trans.
Part of our oppression is that our stories are not included in history books. LGBT stories are not, but trans people, forget about it. We're totally erased as though we don't exist in American history, in the way that it's written about, in the way that it's taught in schools. We're not there.
I started rapping at a very young age, probably at the age of maybe 9. I started recording professionally at the age of 15, and people loved me. You know, I was a really wise and witty, lyrical female MC. I was almost signed at one point. I performed on 106 in Park. So like I got up there, I think, and I said I was almost signed. None of my record contracts ever became finalized because one of the things that I refused to do was to change my look. They wanted me to wear dresses and tight jeans and a hair weave, and at the time I still identified as butch, but that just wasn't me. And you know, one of the things about being the type of MC I am is that, you know, I'm real in my lyrics, in real life, in my presentation. So I refused to change, so I didn't get signed.
But I think that there should be real stories like coming through. You know, don't give us an edited version, this crazy edit, you know, that is intended to have people laughing and mocking people, you know, and breaking like people down, and you know, that's a soap opera, you know. I think the next step is that we step into these positions and we begin to be spokespeople for ourselves. No one is speaking for us. We aren't just interviewed, we become the journalists. You know, we are the individuals who tell our story.
I think this is the most important and powerful archiving that can be done. The stories of our diverse trans people are being recorded, they're being put on this website, and they're being accessed. So we can see ourselves, we can hear ourselves talking, telling our stories.
I want to see trans journalists, I want to see trans entertainers, I want to see trans teachers. I want to see us written into the fabric of history and our stories told.